Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Imran Riaz to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Imran Riaz words. Water from India is coming into Pakistan. The rains are continuous there. Whether it is Himachal Pradesh or other areas, particularly the three rivers will see increasing water levels. This is heading towards Pakistan, especially because there is heavy rainfall on the Kashmir side. Even in Indian Punjab, the rains are non-stop. Many regions of India are submerged and there is a flood-like situation in their cities and villages where water is accumulating. Now their dams' gates are open, and a large amount of water is coming from the catchment area, flowing through the Bias River and entering the Sutlej River, eventually making its way into Pakistan. Additionally, water is flowing into the Ravi River, and in the coming days this flood will not subside. Pakistan had to breach some embankments along the flood paths to ensure the safety of certain areas, including some key infrastructure and urban populations. Unfortunately, many farmlands and farmers have faced massive losses due to this. However, the lands and mills of influential people have been spared. Maryam Nawaz claimed that if she had a factory or a mill, she would have saved it and protected the public. However, there are videos proving that the Sharif family's sugar mills were spared, even as lands and homes of ordinary people were submerged. These videos are not just idle claims. People are showing evidence of how these embankments were breached to save the Sharif family's mills. Meanwhile, water was deliberately allowed into other areas to cause them to drown. This is a hard reality shown with clear proof, and farmers are facing major losses, especially in rural areas. Now, the government's attention seems to be more focused on TikTok than on helping the flood victims. Let me show you a picture. Please pay attention to this image. This is a picture of Maryam Nawaz, and it was taken for TikTok. She is holding a child in her arms, likely to create a good impression of her caring for a poor child. She made a video with the child in her lap, while about 18 rescue workers are present in the background. These rescue workers were waiting for hours for her. This image tells a story of how even rescue teams were halted and boats were stationed there just to create content for a TikTok video. The next piece of news is related. Here it says that a woman whose 3 twin babies died because a boat was unavailable to her could not get to a hospital in time. This woman was poor, and if she had been able to get a boat, her children would have survived. On the other hand, for Maryam Nawaz, there were 7 boats or more ready to transport her. This contrast shows the priorities at play. Maryam Nawaz's visit to the flood-affected areas was revealed to be nothing more than a photo op. Our journalist, Mr. Tahseen Hayat, pointed out that when Maryam visited the camps, all the relief items, including food, were borrowed from local shops. Once she finished filming her TikTok video, all the items were returned. The bureaucracy knows very well that Maryam Nawaz is focused on her TikTok fame, not the real flood relief. Let me show you what Tahseen Hayat said about the conditions in the camps after Maryam's visit. He was at the location right after she left and recorded what was happening. Today, when Maryam Nawaz came here, the entire event was nothing but a photo session. People were brought in from their homes and seated in these camps. Only those who were considered loyal to the government received rations, and after the photo session, the event was over. He further added, the items that were shown in the camps, such as the cots and medical supplies, were taken back as soon as Maryam Nawaz left. The camps were completely empty after her departure. The people, who were brought in from far-off places in cars by the ruling party workers, were not real flood victims. This was all staged for the cameras. It's clear that the flood relief effort was secondary to Maryam Nawaz's political ambitions. Journalists on the ground exposed the true nature of the visit. This is the reality of the situation, where political theatre is prioritized over real aid. One more thing. In the military, 3 soldiers were shown holding a banner for Maryam Nawaz's flood relief campaign. This is a sign of how political figures are using the military for their personal agendas. As Tariq Qadri once said, the Sharif family might turn the Pakistani army into Punjab police one day. It seems like this is what is happening now, as the army seems to be operating as a political tool for the Sharif family. Maryam Nawaz is not just a politician. She is creating a political spectacle while the real victims of the flood are being ignored. The politician who was imposed by the people and forcibly brought by the military establishment has now been placed in the institution. Now the soldiers are putting up posters of this politician inside their uniforms. There's a lot of criticism on social media. thanks to the military establishment for making the soldiers of the Sharif family's legacy. This is a grave injustice, this is oppression. People hold great respect for this uniform, but if you use this uniform for such purposes, you are tarnishing its own honor. It is not dishonorable to wave a pant. Dishonor comes from these actions. Dishonor comes from acting as a political party worker. This should not happen. No political party should engage in such actions within the uniform. What is being done by the military here is wrong. Some journalists are doing a commendable job. I've already mentioned some names, but today I want to mention a few more. One is Ahsan Waheed. He's doing some incredible work. I've seen how he exposed every piece of propaganda, every lie. He has shared the real situation of the flood victims. He uncovered the fake relief operations and shared real stories of the flooded villages and their hardships. Despite the government pressure, he is doing brilliant work under very difficult circumstances. He deserves all the praise. I urge everyone to follow him and pay attention to his work. Faisal Shahbaz too needs no introduction. He has his own style, and he is doing excellent journalism. He is continuously going to the field and bringing real stories to light. I hope other journalists also visit the affected areas to report on the situation. Why doesn't Mariam Nawaz visit the real flood victims? Why does she need to gather people? Why are PMLN workers gathering people for her? This is because both security agencies and political authorities have advised Mariam Nawaz not to take the risk of going to the public, as she would face slogans against her, and videos would be made. What can we do if people are using their mobile phones to capture the moment? Therefore, this is a big problem, and because people are in great anger, Mariam Nawaz is avoiding the public. She should avoid it for her own security as well. You can see the anger of the people and the extent of their suffering. In Sahawal, the situation is devastating. The floodwater has now reached Sahawal. Many villages have drowned and standing crops have been destroyed. Sahawal is a fertile land, but the flood has devastated it. The situation is beyond control. There was a person who kept warning, repeatedly telling the politicians, the students, and the media that global warming is happening, and climate change is a massive issue. He kept advising to plant trees and stop deforestation and protect the environment. But these mafias, these traditional politicians, mocked him. Imran Khan had warned about this even before, telling them to plant trees and stop cutting them, but no one listened. They mocked him, asking, "What is this climate change? What is this billion-tree tsunami?" Now, nature is laughing at them, as today they are facing the consequences. They did nothing to prepare, even cutting down forests. The floodwaters in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa carried timber, exposing the provincial and federal government's poor handling. The deforestation happening is unprecedented. I have personal sources in the forests, and many of them are constantly reporting the cutting of trees, yet no one is paying attention to it. Imran Khan's warnings were ignored and mocked, but now we are all witnessing the consequences of their failure to act. Now there is another piece of news. Khawaja Asif made a statement about ZKB, the owner of ZKB, Jahir Khan, who is also part of the upper house. Khawaja Asif says that these people are very corrupt and have brought destruction to Pakistan. Let's listen to what Khawaja Asif says. They were involved in another incident too. An offer was made to me when I was the Minister of Water Resources. They buy us, bid for us, and we get the bid. Why are they in the upper house? Do they have any popular support? Which party do they belong to? These are the political adventurers who are brought into the system and then treat the people in the same way ZKB treated Sialkot. Now let's look at some of ZKB's famous projects. If you check their website, you'll find that they were involved in major projects like the Lahore Orange Line, which General Bajwa said had corruption up to 60%. Many times he openly said this. Then there was the Multan Metro Bus Project, the Rawalpindi Metro Project, and the Lahore Orange Line Metro Project. ZKB was also involved in the KLM Motorway Project and the Firozapur Road Lahore Metro Bus Project. Additionally, they were involved in the Pakistan Kidney and Liver Transplant Institute and the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. These are big projects that were given to ZKB by the Sharif family, and now Khawaja Asif is calling them corrupt and saying they buy politicians. Khawaja Asif is essentially testifying against Nawaz and Shahbaz Sharif, claiming that they are bought and sold by ZKB. So let's see what Nawaz Sharif says about ZKB and its owner. I would like to congratulate ZKB. You should get up and show your face. You are a good man and I am happy with the quality of the work you are doing. Now Nawaz Sharif is praising them, while Khawaja Asif says they are buying them. This means ZKB bought Nawaz Sharif, which is why Nawaz Sharif praised them. ZKB also bought Shahbaz Sharif, which is why all the projects like the Lahore, Multan, Rawalpindi metros and motorways were handed to them. Khawaja Asif is exposing this, revealing that these people are dishonest and fraudulent. How did ZKB even get to the upper house? They came into the system the same way others like Aurangzeb, your finance minister, did, or Faisal Wada, who is with you now. They made their way into power by polishing the shoes of the military establishment. You cannot do anything to them because your leaders are getting commissions from them. The simple truth is, Afghanistan is going through a severe crisis. The scenes coming from there are heartbreaking, and we stand with our Afghan brothers in this hour of grief. The Pakistani government has taken a stance of support, while India is sending a large aid shipment. Pakistan should step up and help Afghanistan. There was a severe earthquake in Afghanistan recently with a magnitude of 6 on the Richter scale. Over 800 people have died in the quake. Pakistan should provide full assistance in medical treatment, relief activities and sending aid. Afghanistan needs help right now, and Pakistan should take action. One more thing that hurts deeply. In Islamabad yesterday there was a heavy downpour with water flowing in every direction as if a river had burst. Baloch women were sitting on the roads holding posters for their missing sons, husbands and brothers. These poor elderly women and children were sitting on the streets with no shelter. They were not allowed to set up camps or meet with anyone. The media was also not allowed to cover them. It broke my heart to see them stranded with no help, no hope. Does Allah not see this? Is he not angry with such actions? Shouldn't we all think about these things? That wraps up our translation of Imran Riaz Khan's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.